Welcome one and all, I'm Decoy, back with our next crazy camp, and this time we're checking out PlorgPlorg's build. Now there is a lot of really cool stuff throughout this build, and we've got a lot to get through. We've got the camp, we've got several shelters, a lot of cool ideas pretty much throughout the entire thing, so I really encourage you to stick around. This might inspire you to do something crazy, who knows? But we're starting off with a giant spider. And in my time in the wasteland, I haven't seen anybody build a spider. Now my first thought when I look at it is, oh, a giant mechanical spider. And then my next thought is Wild Wild West. I don't really know if you want those two going together or not. But still, pretty darn cool idea. Of course, we got a few little things here and there outside. Like over here, got the Collectron. But the main focus here is definitely the spider. And I gotta say, for it being a somewhat simplistic build idea of using the stairs for legs, I haven't seen anybody do that. So, huge props on looking at a set of stairs and going, those are legs. Because it worked amazingly well. Of course, on the inside, you get the crafting benches, that sort of thing. Not super decorated, but trust me, when we get into the shelters, that's when it gets kicked up a notch. Because if you thought the spider was cool, just wait until we get inside. Again, the spider, I gotta give props on that. That is just really cool. But let's get in the shelter. Alright, we've made it inside. Making our way into the little entrance. Kind of helping to set up the rest of the shelters. We'll make our way in here. Nice little room. Seems somewhat sinister. Got all the cats sitting around the table. And then you got one of the cats on the TV screen. Yeah, something a little weird about it. But let's make our way into the next part. Because look at this. That is friggin' cool. It's a giant cat head, and then you got the paws that were coming down on the side. I don't know what to say other than this is friggin' cool. And then using the little power conduits and stuff to make whiskers coming off. Just really, really creative. And yeah, I'm really grateful I got to check this out. I'm pretty sure my cat would thoroughly approve the entire build, all throughout the shelter. In fact, my cat's somewhat crazy. It might have been sitting at that desk back there. I could have seen it. Now back here, it looks like the cats are up to something very sinister. They got humans on like a little conveyor type system back there, hooked in. And then all the cables lead back to the center as if maybe they're sucking out brain waves or something along those lines. There's definitely something creepy going on here. Can't quite put my finger on it, but I'm starting to not trust these cats. Maybe they're bent on world domination. Either way, really interesting. Let's move on to the next part. Now that we're in here, what do we got going on? As if, the giant spider wasn't good enough. What about like a giant mech cat? And squeezing this thing into a shelter. Mind you, this is the biggest shelter, at least right now. It still took some doing. And yeah, so we got giant mech kitty. Even made a little tail out of glass, the little glass walls. Really interesting. Let's make our way inside Mecha Kitty. I don't know if that's what he actually calls it, but that's what I called it. Mecha Kitty. Kind of like Mecha Godzilla. Now, right up here, we got the little cockpit type area. And I don't know. It's just, I wasn't expecting, to go from giant spider to giant mech cat. Just, my gosh, the creativity throughout the entire build, it just gets me. Either way, pretty cool setup in here. Still got to go up a little bit. Plenty of seating in here. I'm assuming that's for the invading army of kitty cats. Also got some additional workbenches in here. I mean, if you're going to war in a giant mechanized cat, you're probably going to need some workbenches. Tons of rocket turrets up here. I mean, as if like a giant metal cat wouldn't be terrifying enough. Throw some rockets on it, you know? Spice it up a bit. Gotta kick it up a notch. But we still got a little bit more to get to. So let's work our way around over here. Head in. Oh. So quick pro tip. If you ever get hung up on curtains, it seems like it is way easier to get through it if you turn sideways. So you ever see me go up to curtains and turn sideways? That's why I'm doing it. I seem to be able to get through it just slightly easier. I get stuck, turn sideways. Problem solved. I like the silhouette of the cat as you're coming up the stairs. Look pretty darn cool. Continue to make our way through. And then the cat on the shoulder right there. And then a bunch of floating creepy clowns, because no layer is complete without creepy clowns. It's almost like a requirement. And I am not going to step on that pressure plate. It's not happening. I don't trust it. I don't trust that cat back there. But when we finally make it to the end of all the shelters, what cat was behind everything? Yeah, should have suspected. Now, on a side note, I absolutely love the look of the glass back behind there. It's a really nice look, especially for like the evil mastermind layer. It works amazingly well. And then you got rocket turrets up here, like you're going to get ambushed. Either way, this is an amazing build. Huge thank you to PlorgPlorg for letting me share this with all of you. If you've got a crazy camp that you want to share, hop down in the comments, let me know. Give me a brief description. I hope you've enjoyed this. Please remember to like, sub, and share. Later.